Thank you, Madam Secretary. Obviously, the topic this morning is to try to focus on American security and with our allies and AUKUS in particular. But as you've observed, I think this committee's interested in a wide range of security issues affecting our country and our alliances. Could you give me a brief update on where you think AUKUS stands in terms of our matrix and our goals to deal with that modernization and any clear challenges? Because I want to segue as well to some of our other security issues.
Yes, I mean, just there's a couple things. There's I mentioned earlier some of the work that we're already doing with the UK and Australia so that we can certify them.
You say we're on schedule?
Yeah, we are actually ahead of
timelines. We're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we are working hard to do the timelines, and we're actually way before the normal time frame for something like this, which is usually 6 to 12 months.
Okay, part of our other modernization in terms of strengthening our alliances is the effort that the administration has done with regards to the discussions that is really, I think, somewhat historical between South Korea and Japan. I don't know if you've been engaged in that particular area, but where do you think the progress is there with Japan modernizing their constitution and getting more focused? I think this is very important.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I can say on this issue is that we have been obviously focusing a lot on both Japan and South Korea, a lot because of the North Korean threat, but also because we want to strengthen our relationship with them. So, we've had the Washington statement, the extended deterrence talks, a lot of engagement that we're doing.
And I think the North Korean threats, clearly, I mean, we're focused in Ukraine and in the Middle East, as we should be. But I think that and now with the situation with China and Taiwan, that we don't want to lose sight of the challenges we're facing there.
Right. I totally agree with you. And, the whole strategy, whether we're talking about Taiwan, whether we're talking about more engagements with Indo-Pacific overall, our work we're doing with the Philippines, and then there's, as I said, the Washington statement that we have with the Republic of Korea, all the extended deterrent talks that we've had, the visit of the submarine to Korea to show strength. There's a lot that we're doing in that region, in addition to what we're doing in Ukraine.
Right. Which brings me to the question, and you noted it and others have mentioned it, and by the way, I want to associate myself with the comments with Representative Conley. I think our, in the previous Trump administration backing away with various agreements that we had has weakened our security, not strengthened our security. Mm-hmm. And to ignore that, I think, is really not to understand the big picture in terms of whether we're dealing with security in Asia, Southeast Asia, with our allies, or whether we're dealing with it in the Middle East or Europe. So that brings me to my frustration. The funding that's in the supplemental not only provides our support in terms of Ukraine, when Ukraine has really done an incredible job, given their resources, regaining over half the land that Russia took. This unprovoked attack by a war criminal named Putin. And anyone who associates with Putin or takes his side simply, I think, as the President said, is ignoring our democratic responsibilities as the leader of the free world. Mm-hmm. But the funding doesn't just stop there. It provides assistance for Israel, one of our most valuable allies, and humanitarian assistance. And frankly, that humanitarian assistance, as the world is watching, is critical, don't you believe?
Yes, it certainly is.
And the humanitarian assistance goes beyond to 120,000 Armenians that have lost their native homeland in Nagorno-Karabakh, who are now faced with Azerbaijan, and they just attacked and killed 5 soldiers in Armenia yesterday. And just ignoring the world's watching and our responsibilities there. And by the way, doesn't the supplemental provide $30 billion to replenish America's own defense capability?
Yes, and I just want to make sure before the time runs out that to highlight what I don't think has been said enough is about the humanitarian side. And the funding does go to these issues that we talked about, Taiwan and Ukraine and Israel, and obviously things related to AUKUS, but we are looking
and the world's watching. The European Union has just in the last week provided 52 billion euro.
Right.
And we're sitting here as abdicating our own responsibilities. and undermining our own very security. Our own very security is being undermined because of our inability to come together on what seems to me common sense. And certainly the border security is an issue. We had an opportunity to resolve the border security, but I guess we found out that the border security by some of our folks is no longer important, and we can wait to the end of the year. My time's expired, but I think that, frankly, we got to come together here, and we got to come together soon. Our security depends on it. Thank you very much.